So I just got done installing my Mark III to Mark IV pedal assembly. I thought I'd take a moment here and make a video, discuss some key points on how to install this thing properly, and try to give you some tips on putting this in without losing your mind. First thing I want to touch base on is removing the original pedal. Now basically you have this pin and you have this clip. This clip has to pull down. There's a release mechanism on this clip, as pretty much everything as on Volkswagens. They go a little bit overboard and all their clips and release mechanisms and all that. So you release the mechanism, you pry it, you release the mechanism a little bit, you pull it down, pin, the clip pops out. Once the clip is out, pull the pin out, wiggle the gas pedal comes out. Not too big of a deal. It's actually kind of easy. It's just the hardest part is trying to release this stupid clip because you're right up against the heater box and all that shit. Once that's removed, S&P gives you this long bolt. That bolt goes in the original pivot point of the original gas pedal, and you'll notice there's the adapter bracket right there. So what you're going to do, you're pretty much sliding the bracket upwards to that mounting hole, putting the bolt through there, and then what you're going to do is you're going to swing it upwards towards the climate control unit, and basically you're going to end up right around this area, that first hole right there on the crash bar. So this, I'm also going to touch base on this a little bit. This whole piece comes painted. Because it's painted, it gets stuck together, and when you get the product, you think, what the hell? Like, why, what is this? It's not coming apart, but it's actually not one piece. I gave it a quick whack with a wrench, and then it actually broke the paint. And then I realized, oh, okay, cool. You're supposed to put the bolt on the back end and then use this washer, I guess you could call it, on the other end, and then torque it down. Now, you might notice there's a lot of stuff that isn't here. First thing I did was removed both of these brake switches. Next thing I did, this diaphragm right here, got that out of the way. There's a nut right here that holds it. Get the nut out, push the stupid diaphragm out of the way, get it out of your way. I took it a step further because it was pissing me off and decided to cut the vent off. You could probably work around it without cutting the vent off. If you want to keep the pristine condition of the vehicle, you can work around it. Me, I didn't give a flying crap. I just wanted to get this job done. So I cut the vent off. I'll use some dum-dum. It's what we used to do on the old Chevys back in the day, and it worked fine. Anyways, so you get that in there, tighten that down, get that bolt in there, tighten that down. Now your harness is going to plug in right up there. Before you put this all together and button it all up, make sure you got your harness wired up, you got everything routed right, because man, you do not want to have to go through all this BS and just to find out you can't get to the harness and then you got to take it all apart again. So make sure you got your harness plugged in, make sure you're wired up, and then put everything back together. But other than that, it was pretty straightforward. It wasn't that bad. The only thing I got to work on is, if you notice, the gas pedal kind of goes all the way to the floor, and I don't know if I like that, because I feel like it could get stuck. I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of a stop for that. I know there's a stop right there. Maybe I could like get something a little bit bigger or whatever. That's just fine tuning BS. Now, as far as pedal height, there is somewhat, I'm pretty sure if you hit the brake, you're pretty much right there for heel toe. So I think it should be in a good location if you're doing like autocross and stuff like that, and you're taking it to track days, and you want to be able to heel toe. I'm pretty sure the pedal should line up pretty good to bleep the throttle a little bit when you roll your ankle over. So yeah, with that being said, it's not that bad, but the more stuff you have in the heater box, the more of a pain in the ass it's going to be. So get all that shit out of the way.